Welcome to April. We are now back into Mercury retrograde time. You're going to see many things still moving forward, but it's going to be a time that you're going to have to stop and slow down and pause. Let the natural rhythms play out. What's going to change as of March 20th and running all through April and lingering until May 14th is how to align with what you want to do. I encourage you to work with the flow. Avoid trying to make anything happen during this retrograde window. It can cause you frustration, and the outcomes are often shorter term and they're less grand than you may desire. This is going to be a time for you to really sit back and see what comes to you. Leave yourself time for that last minute magic, as I like to call it, by leaving yourself as unscheduled as possible. We're currently in the heat of eclipse season. The theme is continuing on the Aries Libra axis, and it began back in early 2023 and it's going to run until early 2025. Now, last month we had a lunar eclipse at 5 degrees of Libra on March 25th, and on April 8th of this month we're going to have a solar eclipse at 19 degrees Aries. This eclipse cycle is going to be vacillating between the energies of the me-we sectors of your life. The focus is going to be on your individual and your relationship empowerment as the highest expression of the potentials. Eclipses, they're linked to the ecliptic, just as the north and the south nodes are. The nodes of the moon, they're connected to your karma, for better or worse, and your dharma, your highest expression of this lifetime. Eclipses, they tend to bring these events or these opportunities that unlock your fate, and they rapidly escalate these big events that are tying you to your destiny. And then finally on April 20th, we're going to have the Jupiter Uranus conjunction. This is probably the biggest event of the year, combining expansion, change, and innovative solutions. Hi, I'm your astrologer Patricia Tate, and this is your April 2024 monthly astrology forecast. To get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. Now let's dive in. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, I want to start the month off with Mercury. I have a separate video on this, but I want you to understand what's going on with Mercury because it starts off the month retrograde and then it ends going direct. And so it kind of sets the theme for what you're doing. Restarting, refresh, recalibrate, reschedule, redo, rekindle, all of the re-words. And all of those have to do with your fourth house of home, family, roots, foundation, traditions, anybody that feels like family, or anybody that's like past family. All right, so knowing that this is rebuilding, reflecting, rethinking, all of these topics, Mercury is going to go back through and cross over and conjunct your Chiron, your wound. And this will be an opportunity for you to reflect on things that happened when you were younger and healing through them. Like sometimes like approaching it from a different perspective, understanding it, and working through a more of adult perspective of this is the gift that I can take from this and I'm ready to move forward from this. So starting off with Mercury, then on April 8th, we have a new moon eclipse. It's a solar eclipse at 19 degrees in the sign of Aries, and it's again in your fourth house of your home, your family, your foundation, your traditions. It's the people who feel like family, the people who have raised you. It's your past, it's your personal life. It's things that you would like to keep private. The fourth house is it can represent your landscape and your property, but it's also about traditions. It's literally what you build your foundation upon for this current life, like what's come in before you. So solar eclipses. This one is focused on your sense of self. Aries is you, and then Libra is the we. And so Aries is your home, and Libra is your career, your job, your legacy. And so you've been vacillating back and forth, going between those two topics with the last of the eclipses, having to focus on your independence, your courage, your individuality, moving those topics less on work, more on you building a healthy, strong foundation of who you are, pushing you outside of your comfort zone. New doors are going to open and a new story is going to emerge, and there's going to be fated endings. There could be leaving a job, leaving a home. There could be somebody moving out of the home. All of these are opportunities for growth. Fated doesn't mean that it has to be a bad thing. Fated just means it really needs to happen. Otherwise, you become stagnant and you don't grow. A new moon is a clean slate or a new beginning, and it's an opportunity to try something new and be innovative in your home, with your traditions, with your family, going at it with passion and confidence. So this is you being assertive, taking charge of your life. Eclipses are like new moons on steroids, and so there's this going to a huge. They're quick, they're fast, and they shift everything. This will have you making these important changes in your life, you looking for adventure and finding the inner happiness of what does home look like? What do my traditions look like? Being self-sufficient with yourself and what you want to consider to be your family. So what I think is going to be like the biggest aspect of the month is going to be on April 20th. It's when Jupiter conjuncts Uranus in the sign of Taurus at 21 degrees. Now, Jupiter has been in your 5th house of children, love, joy, pleasure, creativity, art, music, where you want to take risks, the house of gambling. The 5th house is what do I want to do that brings me joy and pleasure. Jupiter has been here. Uranus has been here, but Jupiter's been here for the last year, and they have been rocking the boat back and forth, pushing you out of your comfort zone. And so Jupiter being the great benefic, it brings these opportunities for growth and expansion. Uranus is the planet of progress, and it brings shock and surprises. So the strong manifestation potentials are between April 4th and May 8th, and it's really going to be strong around the days of April 20th, give or take a couple of days on each side. Now, when the planet of expansion and extremism combines with Uranus, the planet of shock and surprise, anything can happen. It can happen quickly. Uranus is lightning. Uranus is electricity. And Taurus is the earth. It is stability. So any stable system that you have is prone for upsets during this time. This can be with children, with affairs, with creative projects, things that you've started. Now, what this does bring is amazing technological and scientific advances of maybe those are some of the creative projects that you're thinking about or leaning towards. Innovative solutions, like literally, let's think outside the box, let's solve this problem. It shifts your values and it moves it into a new direction. It also can offer you financial opportunities for this transit. Next, on April 23rd, we have a full moon at 4 degrees in the sign of Scorpio. So the sun still focused on what you want to do, what brings you pleasure, like literally love affairs, recreation, creativity, hobbies, risks. The sun is having you focus on that area. The ending is going to come with your 11th house. Full moons bring endings, closures, culminations. Now, the 11th house is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, your networks. So this could be a project comes to an end. This could be you're no longer on that work team and you're going to be on a different. You no longer are going to be volunteering with this group of people. Maybe it is you no longer want to be part of like that bowling league or that sewing group or that astrology group or that the 11th house is who I connect up with in order to that shares the same beliefs as me. And so this could be you saying, I'm no longer going to travel with those people anymore. I'm no longer going to I'm just not feeling it anymore. Or maybe it's ending. Like maybe the group is dissolving. Scorpio usually means secrets, and so there could be some things revealed because full moons, it's the sun you see during the day, the full moon you see things from a different perspective, and so there could be some secrets revealed at this time that forces an end to some of these groups or organizations that that you are part of. Or it could literally mean I've reached that goal, I've reached that pinnacle, I'm ready to start some new ones. Now, on the very next day, we have Mercury is now going to station direct. I love this because we started off the month with it, and now we are like literally ending the month with Mercury, thoughts, ideas, communication, travel. It was wreaking havoc, having it going back through our home sector of our life, our foundation, saying, no, you have to deal with this inner pain, this inner trauma. You have to go back. You have to, in order to build a stable foundation, you have to deal what's on the underbelly of. And if that means generations, or if that means past lives, what does that mean for you? It'll mean going through your personal Chiron. And now it's conjunct your North Node. I know what I have to do in order to move forward for my destiny. I know what I have to leave behind for my South Node. And so this is you saying, I got it. I understand it. I'm ready to heal. I now see where this pain came from, or where this trauma came from. And I'm no longer going to, I'm not going to support that anymore. I'm going to focus on moving forward for my best health and well-being, and building the strong foundation, building my own traditions, building what I want to be for a home. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe.